I think everyone should be very, very concerned about this week's episode of Mushoku Tensei because whenever we dabble with teleportation, there's not a good track record in this world to begin with. And even without the time lag that was ominously hinted at, you should be concerned when Rudy goes from 8-month travel time to a month just to get there, right? Because initially this is a 16-month trip, not including the time to deal with everything with the dad and everything like that. Roughly 8 months there, 8 months back. 2 years, it's pretty, hoping shit goes alright. I'm thinking it's like a 3 to 5 year trip depending on how things go. The thing is I don't think many people are going to initially think that Rudy's making it back to the birth of his kid. I think his kid, Rudy Jr., is going to learn he has a dad like 5 years into his life, 10 years into his life. Because here's the thing. Even if nothing happened initially, there's a time discrepancy. Now, Rudy, when we double check, Elenise is like, hey, I'll make sure it works. We're not going to both do it. Makes sense. And I'm actually glad she did this because now we know there's a time discrepancy. Because if they both would have went at the same time, it would have looked instant from their point of view. Now, I'm not saying we've already jumped months. But even if everything works out now, if this circle still works when we try to go back home, I don't think this is good. It could be random. It could be wear and tear. The more you use it, the less accurate it becomes. But the fact that it's, you can assume it was a couple of hours. Like, oh, she's taking a while. Rudy eventually stopped waiting and then was kind of like looking around the building. Even if it was 20 minutes, the fact that there can be a time discrepancy means that even if, now sure, could it work out fine? Of course. Maybe the circle isn't even the worry. It's going to be everything in the labyrinth. That could be the case. But the fact that there and back, there was a difference in time in terms of how they both perceived it. Imagine we do solve everything. Whether good things happen, bad things happen, and we use that circle, and we get the intro to this show with them getting screwed, thrown into the sky, or it's just years. That is a possibility. There's a reason Sophie was worried about teleportation. It's kind of taboo in this world for a reason. There's a reason why, if the circles are known, they get destroyed. Because can you imagine, just on a practical level, being able to instantly summon an army to the other side of the world and invade? It's just too powerful. But then there's also the fear of it not working correctly. This is concerning. It's great for a narrative, but he ain't making it back to the birth of the kid. That's all I'm saying. Full live reactions over on Patreon. If you want to see my full and good thought to this or any of these Mushoku Tensei episodes, it's going to be over there if you're interested. So, great episode. We had to wait an extra week, but the wait was worth it. There was actually a surprising amount of variety for the action. We fought a scorpion. There was 2 griffins. We also had this bitch who, honestly, I wasn't sure what we were dealing with. I mean, I knew it was something. I was like, okay, is this like the equivalent of a siren? I'm like, oh, okay, that actually makes way more sense. It's so good to see what they've done with the characters. My boy Cliff, he's like, listen, you're trying to spill your heart about how you were going to leave without Tommy, and he's talking about their wedding. This man is so wholesome. I love him so much. And the idea that ultimately we give her this device, which is supposed to help, like, temper her curse energy, because we know, like, she needs to sleep with, like, 1 million people just to calm herself down. It helps, but as we see at one point during the travels, she went manhunting, which obviously I don't think Cliff is going to be upset by, given everything that we know about their relationship and the curse that she has. Rudy came close to 2 different snacks, and I like how Elenise just, like, makes fun of him after because he has to cool his crotch down with the device. It's just like, it's so over the top. But the thing is that these 2 together are awesome. And you actually realize that as strong as Rudy is, if he went by himself, like moments like the 2 griffins, there's a lot of ways that he could die in moments like those. Not because he's weak, but you can easily see how having to deal with both of those griffins attacking him at once and not being able to split the problem with 2 different people could easily screw him up. But they're both very competent and they were able to get through this seemingly quite successfully. The idea of just having to travel, I think they mentioned in the time-wise, it'd probably take like a month to get to the summoning circle and then however many days it took to get to the labyrinth or the city of where the labyrinth is. It was just so nice because rather than this feeling like Rudy upped and vanished, everything was talked about. We talked to Nanahoshi, we talked to the school, we talked to the wife and the kids, and just everyone was up to speed. And even though there was concerns, you know, you understood why he did go the teleportation route. The idea that you were going to travel 8 months, and it makes sense that he teleported, because if this actually was going to be 8 months, they either would have had to really sped through this and just had like montages of all the places he went, or something else, because like I assume they were going to make it to Paul and the others before the season wraps up. And right now my gut impression is whatever is going to happen in the labyrinth, we will conclude that, and they're going to attempt to go back home and it ain't going to work out. Cue season 3 and 3 to 5 years later, you know, shit's going to happen like that. I feel like something in that nature is going to occur, but either way, that's my vibe. And I think I like the fact that the teleport worked without making it feel foolproof. Like, that's the best way to put it. The time discrepancy could be a nothing burger. It could be a red herring. It could be a distraction from the real issues at play. Because here's the thing. We don't know a lot about those circles. They could work for 1,000 more times. Maybe every time you use it, the time discrepancy between there and back is a little longer. Maybe it's random. Maybe the next time they do it, it's 6 months. Who knows, right? And sure, at the end of the day, we save everyone, and we only lose, maybe the teleport puts us a couple of years in the future. Not the worst thing. Sophie's already under the impression it could be a 2-year journey initially, so it is what it is. But at the same time, I'm concerned. And this is what Mushoku Tensei is very good at, is it writes these problems in a realistic way. And I think the idea of travel time is something this show gets very right. Now, there was some people who were, like, confused about, like, the letter that Rudy ended up getting. I mean, most series, and I did look it up and confirm it, just because I assumed this what it was, and it absolutely was. The message came via bird. Birds are a thing. There's messenger birds in this world, and that's why messages typically are short when they're used via birds. But, like, the idea of, yes, by the time he gets there, it could already be too late. That's a thing, but he's not just going to leave his family. But the travel time's serious, because, you know, if Sylphie wasn't pregnant, Sylphie could just come with us, right? Like, she could. I mean, at the same time, we do have the sisters, so she might not want to do that and look after them. But still, time is of the essence, because while sure, the first couple of years, the kid ain't really going to know yet anyway, so while for a parent they're going to argue, well, it's an important bonding time, whatever. The thing is I'm not thinking it's going to be 2 years. I think Rudy's going to pop up in this kid's life after it's a fully functioning being, and it's going to be like, who the hell are you? Like, it's just, I don't see this working out. And I know I sound like a broken record, but between me worrying what could happen with Rudy not at Sylphie's home right now, invaders, bandits, horrible thing, dying in childbirth, there's so many ways that could go wrong. Add in doing a rescue mission, the other side of the world, and me waiting, like, this is what paranoids me, like, so much. The paranoia is real because I'm thinking of the first core of Mushoku Tensei with us being teleported, and I'm feeling like something like that's going to happen again. But that's how you know you have an amazing arc on your hands, that it's like, oh, you know, you might want to say it's just an author being cruel, making it feel so hopeful, but it's like, no, it's like, this is the world they're in. There's gonna be some twists and turns, and the thing about Man-God is that, is Man-God manipulating Rudy? Of course he is. I don't think many people are gonna deny that. The thing about Man-God is everything that he's manipulated Rudy into doing has so far been to his benefit. So him saying, don't go, it's, I think, unfortunately, it's going to be another case of we should have listened to Man-God, but time will tell. But enough rambling from me. Let me know what you thought down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here. Of course, ring that bell so you know if I want to upload more. And like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon. And hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shadow. So today we have Benjamin Henderson, Ex Nico, Nugzio, Fuzzy, and we also have Pokemon 222, 888. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and you all have a good one.